our first guest this afternoon, I'm so excited about. This is a person who's an amazing entrepreneur, started an ad agency 27 years ago. First client was a little phone company called Nokia, I think, and a little-known NBA player named Scottie Pippen. 27 years later, it's turned into about an 800-person agency, multifaceted agency, done 150 brands over the years. Last year, 2019, I heard they did something like 500 brand engagements. So he built this huge company that he left 6 months ago. You're probably familiar with some of the content that came out of there. A little thing called Crash the Super Bowl. Anybody? Crash the Super Bowl? No? Don't remember it? It's like 5 years ago. It lasted 10 years. Doritos crashed the Super Bowl. That was their invention. Went on to do things like Uncle Drew for Pepsi and the Jeff Gordon Pepsi Max stuff, all the beautiful work they did for Dove. So let's bring them on out. Ladies and gentlemen, from Dallas, Texas, and sometimes Dana Point, California, the founder and 27 years CEO of the marketing arm, Mr. Ray Clark. Come on up, Ray.
How are you, man? How are you doing?
Have a seat.
Perfect, thanks.
Have a seat.
It was a lot of fun. Look what you built. It's crazy.
This is like
it's bubbling up.
It's like a night show.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
I feel a little like David Letterman.
Yeah, let's take it.
I'm as old as
Let's
David
go to a bad
Letterman.
place.
Yeah. Okay. So look, there's a lot of there's a lot of brands that we're going to hear from out here, and a lot of production companies and media companies, and I think you have a different perspective on all of this, being 27 years in the agency world. I wrote
The grinders in the middle.
The grinders,
the agency people.
Yeah, those damn gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Right. So I wrote a blog a few years ago called The Content Pool Party. Everyone's jumping off the high dive. They're doing cannonballs. The lanes are down. Some people are slipping on the deck. It looks like a lot of fun, but there's a lot of kicking going on under the water.
Yeah.
Right? So in all of this, where do the agencies play in this pool party? How do they behave?
Well,
I think that's an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing a cup in that pool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kicking going along. But
you're the one doing some kicking.
Yeah. I mean, I love this room because I think most premium content ideas that are funded by brands, the brands themselves know best about the direction that they want to go in and the strategy. However, I think that certainly by this year, we can say that most of the premium content opportunities are not being led by agencies. They're being led by the people in this room. They're being led by the creators. And the reason I say that is digital publishers can bring audience. Media companies may have big reach. Celebrities and influencers bring a lot of value, especially if they have creative people around them. There's just all sorts of studios. Any entrepreneur, any creative person can bring an idea and potentially get to a brand.
Whoa. So what? You're 6 months out of the agency world?
I'm free now.
And now you're liberated?
Yeah.
Now you can talk this way?
Yeah. I can't get in trouble anymore.
Jeez, Omnicom people love you.
Oh, let's don't say that word. No, I'm just kidding. It's a great place.
Is Hamburger here?
Yep, Greg Hamburger's here. The best guy ever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's
so where is Greg? He's with Todd.
Please don't get him talking. Yeah.
So you're a competitive guy. I know this.
We play tennis.
Kick my ass on the tennis court all the time.
Not always.
But you like games.
Let you win occasionally.
You like games, don't you?
Yeah. Let's go.
You want to have a game? Want to play a little game?
Yep.
Let's play 10 questions in 10 minutes.
Ooh, that's a lot of time for me to be interesting.
You're not playing against me, though, so it won't be as much fun to win.
All right, let's go.
So we have a clock right there.
Great.
We're giving you a 2-minute buffer. Is that
good?
Is that a 2-minute bonus?
Let's wrap it up as quick as we can.
We might have a bonus question then.
Let's go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. First question. Do you need any of these? Are you okay?
Probably, but we're winning.
You're not doing it with notes. Okay. So as it pertains to content, Mr. Clark, where do you think most content initiatives start for brands?
Well, I was saying, I think that agencies tried to put a geofence for creativity around the brand for a long time and close the gate to people perhaps that are in this room, and I just think right now the gate's wide open, and this is your time, and I think brands are open for business to hear ideas, and you're not necessarily having to go through an agency. In fact, I think most of the time you're not.
Well, then, what's the advantage of agencies?
The advantage of the agency is that I think that if most clients are asked...
This is the second question, by the way.
Okay, second question. So if clients were asked who they trust the most, they'd probably say the agency, the ones that are in the war room with them every day. And the other advantage the agencies have is first mover advantage and access. So an agency still has some tools in the tool chest to fight with. But I'll say that I don't see that as that big a barrier to entry going forward.
So why is it that brands have such continued trust in their creative agencies? What is that relationship?
Well, agencies do a lot of stuff for a client, and I think you build that trust over a long time doing a lot of stuff. And but I don't know that brands would say that the ideas only live with agencies.
Okay, so where's the best creative talent for content? Where does it come from? Where do brands find the best content talent?
Well, so I think in the world of premium content, the world that you live in, let's come up with a term. Let's make something up. It's like a conundrum continuum. So that's a long word, but long two words. But what I mean by that is, on the one hand, you have agencies that have trust and first mover advantage and access to a brand. But on the other hand, we have all of you who have all the ideas, and many times the better ideas. What you have to figure out is how can you build a conduit so that 20 brands can see your ideas in 90 days so that you can get projects funded. And that's where agencies have an advantage, and the projects are moving along that continuum. So to me, where I think the real opportunity is building that conduit for the creators and making it really easy for the brands, where the brands have given a very short brief to you so that you know exactly what it is that you kind of need to be doing. Because what brands don't like is getting bombed by 100 different people for their projects that don't make sense, the timing's not right, the budget isn't right, and all those things. And that's where agencies do have an advantage. But brands, if I was a brand person, I would have a couple of trusted advisors that go out and curate the ideas for me beyond the agency landscape. And in fact, I've kidded with this idea. I didn't say this much when I worked at an agency because it wasn't funny. But if I was a client, I would hold back a certain amount of the non-working agency fee dollars. I'd hold it back, and I'd put it in a basket, and I'd tell all the world, I'm going to reward the 10 best ideas that came my way that year, and I'm going to pay it out. And I'm going to probably take that money from the agency fees. And if the agencies can deliver the ideas, then they get that money. If they don't, and it comes from you, then you get the money. And I think that'd be a great way to jump ball it.
This is an idea you generated while you were CEO of the marketing arm?
Yeah, I pitched it to Omnicom, didn't go over great.
Yeah, right.
We're workshopping it.
You are liberated now,
Yeah.
so that's fun. So then, why do brands need agencies? Do they need to coach them through this? They need agencies to introduce them to creators, to introduce them to production companies?
Brands need agencies. There's so much stuff that agencies do. Agencies, if they're smart, they create a capability matrix of third-party providers so that they can be that trusted advisor for the brand, and I think a lot of agencies do a great job of that. And so I think I'm in no way predicting the doom of agencies. Things slowly change when it comes to that. I've heard about the doom of agencies for a long time, but I think agencies are going to be around. I think for you, what I want you to hear is that from a creativity standpoint and premium content standpoint, I think you have the tools in the tool chest to go win now. The gate's open.
The gate's open, but it's cracked open. Right? I mean, it's like the gate's open, but you still need somebody at that gate to get you all the way through.
Yeah, you got to take it all the way. So the people that are doing a good job of that, are going to win, and those who can't get access and can't get first mover advantage and don't know the brand's priorities are typically not going to win.
I think that's what a lot of people are here because they want that access. I mean, there's a lot of creators in this audience that have great ideas.
Well, you should build a conduit for all these great people and their ideas.
No, we'll talk about it.
All right.
I'm kind of busy.
Okay. You've got your own thing.
Just keeping my calendar straight.
And improve your tennis.
That's right. So do you see agencies creating more brand-funded content in the future? I'm not talking about commercials, but branded content. Are agencies going to create that stuff?
No. I don't think so.
You got another 5 minutes. You want to like?
I'm going to make no friends here. But,
I'm going to see if I can get you past 10 minutes.
Yeah, the real reason I don't think that agencies are going to win in the space that you're playing in is because more than 80% of the agencies are owned by holding companies. Holding companies have an agenda. Their agenda is profits, bonuses for the CEO, and they're in a business where the last 5 years the top line hasn't grown, yet the profits are growing, which means their only method is kind of to cut expenses, which means people. So if that's your priority and your priority is creativity, then I just think those things are like a supernova happening. And so I don't really see agencies making the investment that will be required to go make what you said happen. I just don't see it. I hope I'm proven wrong, but
we'll keep that quiet with the holding company.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They can't like that too much.
No, but you know what? I think they know, actually. I think they already know. So I don't think it's a big secret.
So they're cutting costs and
I think
tightening their belt for
they're
what's
really good
about
at
to come?
They're really good at cutting costs and earning profits for shareholders. And they have still great agencies that are part of these holding companies. There's still some really great agencies with great talent. In fact, one of those great agencies is the marketing arm, who this is like a crazy little case study. The marketing arm, which has never actually been considered a ad agency, it's been a cultural marketing agency, just won all the advertising business for State Farm and unseated DDB, one of the top 10 agencies in the world in translation. And it had to be the biggest upset of the year. I mean, what does that say for these creative agencies when a little cultural marketing agency can take a gazillion-dollar account away? It's unbelievable. So what's clear to me is the marketing arm is doing way better without me.
That happened after you left, right?
Yeah, it did. And, it's great. I have all my great friends are running the marketing arm still. I must have heard from 50 of them, and it's not so subtly implied that it's doing so much better now that I'm gone. And it's both a huge dose of humility and
you should be proud of that.
Incredible satisfaction.
You left the ship in good shape.
Yeah, exactly.
And the right people at the helm.
Yeah, who were way better than I am.
Sometimes it's just good to know when to step aside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 27 years is plenty. For anyone who's in the agency business, that's probably too many.
So what would you say to people in the agency business that create, I mean, there's a lot of great talent in the what's going to keep them, because they're leaking, right?
Yeah, make no mistake. There's great talent in the agencies, but there's a migration going on. And what I see great talent, great creatives. It's a democracy, and it's a free agent business, and great creatives are going to find the great opportunities. So if they sense that the great opportunities are not inside the agency system, they're going to go to where the great opportunities are. I think a lot of those opportunities are with the people who are in this room. So it's a crazy thing, and a dirty little secret of the agency business, which even we discovered was, and you'll think this is crazy, it's what I call the side hustle economy. And that is, of all creatives and holding companies, 40% of them are side hustling. So think about this. The holding companies are paying your salary, maybe a bonus, probably not a bonus.
Health insurance,
insurance, culture, training, everything.
Car.
Yeah, car. I doubt a car.
Expense account.
I didn't get any of that. So, but what you're seeing is that the great creatives are kind of open for business. They have a little LLC on the side, and if you can tap into that, one of the most powerful models, I think, going forward will be people who can tap in to those creatives without actually ever hiring them. And when you think of the agency model, more than half the money that a client pays is not going to the people creating the ideas. And of that half of those people inside the agency are not actually the creatives developing the idea. So I'm not a mathematician, but I think that means about only 25% of the money that clients are paying are actually going to the people creating the ideas. So I think that's when you see that, you see an opportunity for disruption.
Well, listen. So there's some talent leaking out of the agency world. Would you admit that there are going?
There's no doubt. We see them going to digital publishers. We see them going to studios. We see them starting their own businesses. We see them.
So you just left an agency.
Yeah, but we were talking about talent before. Like, people are talented. I'm just old and left. Like, I was too old, so I left. But yeah.
I've hung out with you long enough to know that you're a very creative guy, and a lot of those ideas started with you. So you can't be too humble about it.
Oh, you're sweet.
Stuff, all right?
Mostly bad ideas.
So what's really interesting then is what's next for you, who've just left an agency.
I hate
What happens after 27 years?
So I promised myself 6 months ago that I would take a 6-month breather. I promised I would not do anything for 6 months. And I've been so busy breaking that promise, and which it makes me so mad. But I think what I really want to do is I want to be in business with the people in this room, and I want to be an investor and back other people's ideas and other people's businesses. I don't really want to be the CEO of an 800-person public company again. Boy, was that fun. But yeah, I think I'm ready to go back your dreams. And so I'm just going to make investments with friends and have a fund that backs kind of emerging brands and emerging content ideas. And they'll usually be heavily marketing intensive ideas. So there'll be ideas that involve brands and involve a lot of marketing. And so I've been out kind of doing that with a few.
Emerging content ideas?
Yeah, we're open for business.
Anybody have emerging content ideas?
Yeah, I'm happy to hear it. So yeah.
Got cards?
I have $12. So I'm excited to, and a lot of energy. So so like an example would be, I met this wacky investor, researcher scientist who solved the wine headache. Craziest thing ever. This guy solved the wine headache. 36 million people are allergic to wine, and he solved it through a way to rake out the histamines. Another one's like a new department store that's all revolving pop-ups. It's mostly for direct-to-consumer influencers who have a product, and it just keeps revolving, like 30 brands in a department store surrounded by, in the middle is a bar. And then another one is I have a new booze coming out that there's some fancy Hollywood investors involved with that, and it'll launch in the spring. Yeah, it's called Brown Sugar Bourbon, BSB.
I love it.
I know you do. You love it a little too much, to be honest with you. It scares me.
Is there a fix for that?
It tastes so good, like you could
does
put.
The wine
I
thing
think
work
you could
for bourbon?
It won't. I don't think for bourbon, but I mean, you could literally put anything in it, and it tastes amazing. It's kind of for people who graduate from Fireball. That's what I would say.
Fireball.
You can feel a little bit. Are they here?
Fireball.
Okay, well,
I love Fireball.
We're going to take you guys out.
I bought a party bucket of Fireball to go to a football game in Missouri.
I've seen you with Fireball. It's scary.
You made it. We're at zero.
There we go.
Ray.
We're at. Hey, thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Clark.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't go away. Ray, hey, are you going to stick around?
Yeah.
Can you stay?
Yeah.
Do you know, remember Jingle Jared?
Yeah, I met Jingle Jared in prison.
In prison.
Yeah.
So he's here with...
Little dime stunt.
He's here with Dennis Quaid.
Okay.
And they're doing this podcast thing. So we have a panel with them and Scarlett.
Yeah.
Would you moderate that? Would you stick
I'd
around
love to
and
be
do that?
like the Ronan Farrow of that moderator.
All right, great. We'll stay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Ray. All right, buddy. All right. Off and running. So we have Otto Bell and Christine Cook here from Warner Media. Warner Media has been great partners of ours from the very start. Mikhail and I have been together for a while doing events together, and we really appreciate your support. They've been one of our best partners over the years. We're here, really because of the support that our partners provide us. So we're very appreciative of that. Let's come on up, Otto and Christine. Please welcome from Warner Media.